want to look at question 3 from the June exam. So our question 3.1 reads, Katlego is an account with a clothing store. So you are given a statement, which is a bank statement. Of course, we have got a column that we have that is showing us the dates. We also have the column that is having the details, and we have the amount column, and finally we have got the balance column. So we can just try to go through the information that we are given in the bank statement. And of course, we have questions that are beneath that statement, which is use the statement above to answer the question that follow. So first question is write down the opening balance of the account with the 2 marks. So we can see that we have to identify the opening balance. So if you come here, you would see that according to information given, we are given the balance as the opening balance, which is given here as 1,061 cents. So basically that's what we have. So we can just try to put it down in the answer section, whereby the question that we have is 3.1.1. So we are saying 3.1.1. The answer that we have is 1,000. 1,000 around 61 cents. So that is our opening balance. So we refer back to the next question that we have, which says, how much did Katlego pay for this month? How much did Katlego pay for this month? So we check where we have the payment. But if you refer to the question, you're going to see that we have got the payment here, ATM payment, and the amount is 200 rands. So basically, that's how we are going to indicate it in our other section, whereby we are saying on the second question, which is 3.1.2, our answer is 200 rands. Then I'm moving on to the next part of our question. The next question reads, which deduction on this account is not necessary? So it means which is not a necessity, So we can check in terms of what is not necessary, and that the person can just live without. Remember, with the account protection plan, obviously, it is needed since it's giving security. We have got ATM payment. Obviously, we have to use the ATM. And obviously, the one that is not a necessity is lifestyle magazine. A lifestyle magazine. So we can just indicate our lifestyle magazine on 3.1.3. Then we can move on to the next part of our question, which is going to be question 3.1.4. Determine the interest as a percentage of the opening balance. Interest as a percentage of the opening balance. So obviously, we are going to see that our interest becomes the numerator, and then our opening balance is the denominator. Then we make a fraction, we multiply by 100/1 so that we convert it to a percentage. Since the question requires us to convert to a percentage. So we go back to the information that we have. We can see that according to information that we have, the interest that we have is 23.73 cents, which is here. This is our interest. And our opening balance is going to be our denominator, which we are indicating here. It's 1,000 rand 61 cents. And then we make a fraction and then multiply by 100/1 to convert to a percentage. So here we are saying 3.1.4. Our interest, remember, we got it as 23 rand 73 cents. And then we divide by the opening balance, which we are given is 1,061 cents. So having that now, we multiply by 100 over 1 to convert it to a percentage. So if you multiply, use your calculator, you multiply, you're going to see that it's going to be equal to 2.371 55 and so on. And obviously, we need to round it off to two decimal places, whereby it's going to be 2. Obviously, this is a percentage, so if you round it off to two decimal places, remember, we've got a 1 behind our 7, which is not going to change our 7, so it remains 2.37. So this is the if you convert to a percentage, it becomes 2.37 percent. So this is what we have on that part. We move on to the next part, which now requires us to which reads Katlego borrows 13,500 rands at 12% interest compounded monthly. How much will he pay at the end of 3 months? So basically, we need to understand what actually do we mean by when interest is compounded. It means we are going to multiply, we multiply the proportion of our percentages to which is 12% of 13,500 in the first month. And then the amount that we get, and we can also take note that our 12% is given per annum. But if you check, the question needs us to calculate when it is being compounded monthly. So it means we have to first make our annum percentage, which is 12%, equal to 1 month. So to do that, we are going to say our 12% representing 12 months. We divide by 12 months. And per month it becomes a 1%. So we are going to deal with our 1%. So for the first month, you're going to say 1% of 13,500. 1% of 13,500. Then the amount that we are going to get, we add it to 13,500 so that we get the total after interest at the end of the first month. Then the 1% that we've added to 13,500 also in the second month, it is going to accrue interest again. And then we multiply by the total now that we got in the first month to get the interest for the second month. So we can just try to do that as we calculate that. That is our 3.2. So on 3.2, we are saying in the first, since our percentage, we've calculated it to be 1%. So we are saying 1% is 1 over 100, and then we multiply by the amount that we are given is 13,500. Then the answer that we are going to get here, you add 13,500 to get the total. After the interest. So basically, obviously, this is in rands. So we are adding in rands. And then if you do that, you calculate, you add, you're going to see that the answer that you are going to get at the end of the first month is 13,635. So it's going to be 13,635. So this is what we have for the first month. Then going to our second month now, basically we can try to indicate this as the first month. Then we'll go to our second month. So for our second month, we are saying this total amount now is the one that we are going to use for the second month. As we are saying, the part of the interest that we have added to 13,500 is inside 13,735 is also going to accrue interest. So that's the compounding. So we are saying our percentage still remains the same, 1 over 100. We multiply by the total that we got for the previous month, which is 13,000 rands, 635. So we multiply it like that. Answer that we are going to get, we add to 18,635. So we calculate it like that. In the second month, you're going to get it as 13, 13,771. 13,771. Get 771 35 cents. That's what we get for the second month, and we are left with the third month. So we are now saying for the third. So for the third month, again, 1/100. We are now using the total of the previous month, which is this one. We multiply by 13,771, 35 cents. And then we get that, what we get there, we add again to 13,771 rands, 35 cents. So we do that, we see what we get there to be the total for the last month. So if we add, you're going to answer that you're going to get, it's going to be 13,909 rands, 6 cents. So basically this becomes the final on the last part. So this is what we have on that one. So this is the final amount after 3 months, compounding it with 1%. So we've got another option that we can use to calculate. So on the other option, we are saying or. So on the or part, we are saying instead of calculating 1% every month, we can just say, we can just take note that the percentage before, this is the percentage before the interest of 4%, this one, 13,500 is 100%, it's equivalent to 100%. Then after the 4% that we have converted to be 1%, remember, it's now plus 1%. So it means the total will be 101%. In other ways, after we've added interest, the amount will be 101%. So in other words, if you come to our answer section, you'd see that this is for after the first month, 13,735 represents your 101%. So that's exactly what we mean. And then in that case now, you convert it to a decimal. 101%, if you want to convert to a decimal, we divide by 100, and it becomes 1.01. So we have got a factor of 1.01 that we're going to use each and every month instead of calculating it separately, like what we did there. And that we calculate it here, we get an amount, then we add, it becomes a longer process. So if you do this, it becomes shorter. It means after the end of every month, we are just multiplying by 1.01. We are saying 13,500 times 1.01 to get the amount for the first month. So we are saying for the first month, so this is an alternative calculation that we can do. We are saying 1.01 times the amount that we have, which is 13,500. So you calculate like that, you see that you're going to get your answer as 13,635. Then we move on to the second month. We are saying again 1.01 times the total that we get for the previous month, which is 13,635. And the answer that you are going to get is 13,771.35 cents. 13,771 rands at 35 cents. Then lastly, we have got the third month. For third month again, 1.01 times the previous total, which is 13,771 rands, 35 cents. We are going to get your answer is 13,909 rands 6 cents. So this is the final amount. So the final amount becomes remains the same. So basically, this is an alternative calculation method that you can also use, which is a bit shorter than the longer one that we just previously did. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please let's stay tuned for more videos to come. More typical examination questions will be uploaded on this channel. So we'll meet again in the next video.